How's everybody doing today? This is Source Point, and I'm the host of The Entrepreneur, sponsored by G Boogie America. Today, we're going to be talking about business entities. Which entity is best for your small business? Let's get right into it, and let's talk about what are the main types of entities. Well, you have an S corp, which is for tax purposes. You have a C corp. The C is for tax purposes also. You have a professional corporation. You have an LLC, limited liability corporation, LLP, limited liability partnership, and sole proprietorship. Let's start with an S corp. One of the notable S corps is Publix. What types of companies are great for S corp? Banks, savings and loans, and insurance companies are generally good S corps. What to use an S corp for? I personally use it for real estate flipping. You can use it to hold a company private. You can use it for investing and holding assets, which I do personally both through my S corp. Some of the pros are limited personal liability. It's a pass through of losses and no corporate taxes. Cons are strict shareholder requirements. Corporations can only have one class of stock and passive income limitations. Um, let's talk about a C corp. Berkshire and Hathaway is one of the large C corps out there. Generally, any type of business is good for a C corp. What can you use it for? Taking a business public. It's good for a holding company. It's good for building business credit. It's best for business growth and asset protection. Some of the pros are, again, limited personal liability. Shares can be easily transferred and lots of deductions. Some of the cons are double taxation, more paperwork, and it can be more expensive to maintain. Let's talk about a professional corporation. Any successful doctor, lawyer, or accountant can be a good P Corp. Good for business and classification, a profession which requires a license to practice, including attorneys, physicians, dentists, certified public accountants, architects, and real estate brokers. What a P Corp for? Better tax shelter for those guys, better growth, and easy for mergers and acquisitions if you're an attorney or an accountant. Some of the pros are limited personal liability. Shares can be easily transferred and lots of deductions again. Some of the cons are double taxation again and inability to engage in income splitting via ownership, which means the owners can't split the revenue very easily, and unlimited liability for the corporate shareholders if you're a shareholder. Limited liability corporation. Health Medica LLC is a pretty big LLC. Generally, any type of business is good for LLC. What can you use the LLC for? Personal protection from business transaction and holding real estate, which I also personally do. Pros can choose any tax status, which is good. Gives limited liability to the members of the LLC. It's easily converted from a sole proprietor or a partnership. LLCs are easy to set up and cost effective for most people. Some of the cons: cannot be publicly traded, not good for raising business credit or capital, and the members of the LLC cannot be paid wages. Let's talk about a LLP. Baker and McKenzie is the largest uh, law firm in America right now. Generally, any type of business is good for LLP. What to use an LLP for? Personal protection for business transactions, used for starting a partnership, and the Barry Bonds effect, which I call a partnership on steroids. Some of the pros are you do not have to have a board of directors or hold meetings. It's easily conversion from sole proprietor partnership. LLPs are easy to set up and cost effective. Some of the cons are it cannot be publicly traded again, not good for raising business capital credit, and in some states, Social Secretary of State to see if you can even do that. Let's talk about a partnership. Baker and McKenzie is a good partnership. Again, generally any type of business is good. Short and long-term joint ventures is good for a partnership. Subcontracting and getting help to get more business. If you have a job that you don't actually do, you want to bring somebody on, a partnership would be good for that. Some of the pros are shared costs of startup, shared responsibility in work, shared business risk, and partners. Some of the cons are partners in the general partnership are jointly individuals liable for the business activities of each other. If your partner skips town, you'll be liable for all the debts, not just half of them. And it could be a conflict of opinions. If you want to go one way and your partner wants to go another way, that could be a problem. Sole proprietor, there's no notable sole proprietors. Generally, anything you can do yourself is good for this classification. You can use it. It's a good way to get your feet wet without paperwork. It gets you prepared to run a company because you're actually out there doing things, up under a business name. Some of the pros are simpler taxes, easy to form, and it's flexible. Some of the cons are difficult for raising capital and financing, unlimited liability, less personal appearance, and most people don't do business with sole proprietors unless you're like a plumber or a heat and air guy. But this is what week one of the entrepreneur, and I appreciate you guys coming by and joining. And look for me next week. Thank you. Have a great day.